Hey guys, it's Kaz here, and today I'm doing my November TBR. So, I know a lot of you will be expecting the old Scrabble tiles out here, but for this month, I'm doing something a little bit different. So instead of getting the Scrabble tiles involved, I'm going to be getting some playing cards involved. Hear me out. So I had a little look at how many books I still have on my 2020 TBR. Side note, if you don't know how crazy that is, I put like 48 books on my TBR, something stupid like that. I've done it for the past few years. I need to stop putting so many books on there, but I did, and that was what happened. And I had a look, and I have 7 books left-ish. I do have a few more than 7, but I'm partway through one of them, and also I'm rereading the Raven Cycle at the moment, so that's 3 other books. But other than that, I have 7 books left on my TBR, and I thought, hey, 7 books, I normally pick out 7 tiles, so let's get them and make a different sort of TBR game. It was my birthday in October, and I got a lot of books that I'm really excited for. And also, side note, just during this whole year I've got books that I'm really excited for and just haven't got to yet. So I thought, I know technically I'm meant to be reading my 2020 TBR books. I've got 7 left, it's doable. But I thought, hey, why not get a pack of cards and turn this into a little bit of a game and a little bit of a, hopefully, a potential way for me to read some of these new books I'm excited for. So the way this is going to go is I'm going to be talking about each of these books individually, and then I'm going to pick a card from this deck. I'm going to shuffle it, pick a card, and if the card is black, I have to read that book, and if the card is red, then I don't have to read it this month and I can read one of my new books instead. So that's how we're going to do this. First of all, I'm just going to do the shuffle here on camera so you know I'm here. I'm doing a terrible shuffle. These cards are really solid. You can't do the whole getting to and go crrr. Just doesn't work with these, I've tried. So let's give these a big old shuffle, mix them up a bit, and then I'll get on to the first book. Also, praise me down below that I've only got 7 books left when it was nearly 50 books long. That would be really, really nice of you. Thanks. That's done. Let's get into the first book. The first book I have is Walking on Glass by Ian Banks. I really don't know a lot about this. As it says on the front, is the author of The Wasp Factory. I have read that book. I picked up 3 of his books at that time on a charity shop because they were really cheap. A friend had mentioned The Wasp Factory being really good. I gave it 3 stars, that other book, and I wasn't a fan of how much animal torture was in there. But this is about walking on glass. I don't really know much about this. I know it's sort of horror-y, conspiracy, weird, creepy, that sort of business. It's quite short, so I'm not too mad about this one if I have to read it, but I also feel like this is going to be a book that I read and then give back to a charity shop just because of how much I wasn't really a massive fan of The Wasp Factory. So yeah, am I going to read this book that I don't care about? We shall see when I pick a card, which is right now. Let's go. The deck, if it's black I have to pick this card. If it's black I have to read this book. If it's red I don't. Boom, black. Okay, so in November I am indeed reading Walking on Glass. Is this video going to be boring if every single one of them's black? We shall see. The next book is Boy Erased by Garrett Conley. This is non-fiction. I did plan to read this book a few months ago, but it was during my slumpy months and I just wasn't in that state of mind to be able to read anything, never mind something I actually wanted to read. This, like I said, is non-fiction about Garrett going to a conversion camp because of religious stuff and him being gay, and that is pretty much what I know about this. I also know there's a movie out, so maybe if I do read this one, maybe I'll watch that. Who knows, maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting one, but potentially quite harrowing and harsh because of the old let's try and force you and pray the gay away and all that business. So am I going to read Boy Erased during November? Only the cards will tell. Boom. I am not. I'm not reading this. I'll save it for December. It's not happening. Sorry, Boy Erased. No, I get to pick something else instead. Next is my other non-fiction that I haven't read yet, and that is Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. This I've seen the TV adaptation of. I loved it. It was great. It is basically non-fiction about the FBI agents that sort of coined the phrase serial killer, and it's talking about how that happened. They talk and interview a bunch of different serial killers and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to be super interesting, but probably quite heavy in topic. Not in a harrowing sense, even though It's like literally people that murder people, but in sort of I feel like it's going to be quite heavy just because of the topics it's talking about, in a sense of like academic heavy rather than harrowing heavy. Maybe, we shall see. It's not small, it's not massive, but I feel like it might take a little bit of a time just because of the academia side of it. So, Mindhunter. Am I going to be reading this in November? No, I am not. That means I've got 2 non-fiction for December. I only thought about the fact that I might have to read all these this month. I did not think about the fact that maybe every single one are going to be read and then my December TBR is full. Next up is The Fall of Five by Pittacus Lord. This one I won't be too mad at having to read because it's YA, it's going to be super quick, it's going to be super easy to read and fun. This is book something in the Lorien Legacies because it's one of them really annoying series where literally nowhere on the book does it say what number it is. Is it the 3rd book in the series? Is it the 4th book? What? Why does that exist? But yeah, this series is about these people that, well, they look like people but they're actually aliens, they've got different powers, and then this other alien race is trying to find these aliens to kill them so they can take over other alien, lots of aliens. Yeah, but on Earth. But they all look like humans, but they're not. It's been a while since I read the last one, so I probably should read this. But will it be in November? Let's have a look. Boom! Yes, it is. It is. I am going to read The Fall of Five in November. I'm not mad about that at all. It's going to be a really quick, super easy one to read, getting through the series quicker. So yes, The Fall of Five. We're halfway through, so it's time for the best bit of the video. You know what it is? Message from our sponsors. Why, hello, wonderful boy. You are the perfect size for that box, aren't you? How bloody wonderful. Next up we have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. So this is 4 books. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is actually that much of the book. But if I do get this one and it's super quick and easy to read, I might read more, but that is where I'm aiming for if necessary, if I want to stop there, because this is 4 books long. But yeah, if you don't know what this is about, I haven't read it but I know about it. It's just funny and silly and hitchhiking and galaxies and silly fun things and humour. Just the fact that it says the trilogy in 4 parts, but then there's also 5 parts, I think, just shows how silly it is. I've read a couple of Robert Rankin books which are the same sort of sci-fi silliness, but I've not read a lot, so this is like one of the OGs. Am I going to read it in November? No, I'm not. I'm not reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in November. December it is. Next up we have 19 Minutes by Jodie Picoult. This one is about a school shooting, but I think it's about the parents of the person that did it. So it could be a very interesting book. I have a couple of books on my TBR about sort of high school shooters, but in different ways. One, it follows the girlfriend of one. This one, it follows the mum of one. There's, we need to talk about Kevin. That's, you know, well, I've read that one, but the other ones I haven't. So, quite a chunky book. I've never read a Jodie Picoult book. I know loads of people like her. I've heard her name thrown about a bajillion times. Hopefully I like her writing style because, like I said, it's quite a chunk, but an interesting topic. Am I going to read this in November? I'm kind of hoping it's a yes just because of how chunky it is. And some of the other ones that I've got saved for December are going to be a little bit heavier. I am. It is black. Okay. So, I am going to read Jodie Picoult's 19 Minutes in November. Like I say, hopefully I enjoy her writing style, otherwise this is going to be a slog. And last but not least, I have Wildcat by J.P. Harker. This is a fantasy series based on sort of Welsh mythology? Maybe not mythology, but set on Welsh culture and stuff. But what I know about this one is the main character is a warrior, but then she's trying to decide whether she wants to carry on being a warrior or become like a mother and chill out and settle down and have a life, or do all the warrior business. That is what I know. Again, it's quite a chunky one, which is why I was hoping that these books would be mixed up into different months. We shall see. I mean, you can see of all the ones that I've left why they're the last books on my TBR. Because they're the chunky ones. They're the ones that I'm not really into that sort of genre, like the Walking on Glass, or the ones that I don't really know if I'm going to enjoy, like the Jodie Pickett ones. This one is chunky, you know. Am I going to read this in November? Last book. Black, I am. So I've got this one and the Jodie Pickett one. Both of them are the chunkiest books I am going to read in November. So these 3 books are the ones that I've got saved for December, which means I've got 3 spaces open on my November TBR for some nice fun new books. Yes. Hopefully I'll read more than just these 7, but hey, it's good to have a 7-book TBR. I mean, technically, Join the 6 also is happening in November, which are going to be totally different books. So there's going to be more than 7. But what shall I pick for these 3? Spoilers for my October haul, but I decided the 3 books I'm going to add are Heartbreak Boys by Simon James Green, just because I love Simon James Green. I don't know anything about this book. It's about 2 boys. It's going to be fun and silly and awesome because I love all of his other books. So yes, thank you. Darius the Great Deserve Better by Adib Khorram, because I absolutely love Darius the Great Is Not Okay earlier this year, and I don't want to leave this on my TBR for months and months and months. I have it. I want to read it. I'm going to read it. It's going to be great, hopefully. And last but not least, The Wicker King by Kay Ankrum. This one I know nothing about, other than it's going to be dark and harrowing. And I mean, it's so dark and harrowing that the pages get darker and more harrowing as it goes along. And I'm just really, really intrigued by this book. And I don't want to know more. This is going to be read in November. So there we go, that was my November TBR. Let me know down below if you read any of these, if any of them sound interesting, if you liked the sort of concept that I did here. I thought it'd be fun to do something a little bit different, because with the Scrabble TBR I could have just got 7 letters out that didn't correspond to any of my 2020 TBR, and that would not have been good for me. So yes, thought I'd mix it up a little bit in this month. Also, don't forget that I will be doing my Join the 6 TBR. It will be coming out on the 2nd, which is the Monday, which is the first day of the Join the 6 readathon. It goes from the 2nd to the 11th. It's a 10-day long readathon. I will leave up above down below the full announcement to the Join the 6 readathon. You should definitely join, you should definitely partake. It's based around 6 of Crows, and each character in the main 6 of Crows has different prompts, and you choose one character, and it's going to be a great time. Please join us. Also, let me know down below if you're joining us for that. And if this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, then please check out some of the others. And if you continue to enjoy, then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a few days with another video.